exploding with rich, savory flavors and made completely from scratch. Today's recipe is vegan Swedish meatballs. Let's get into the prep. Breadcrumbs can be purchased as a gluten-free option, but to make things easier, you might have some of these other ones in your kitchen already. The protein of choice today is lentils, but let's talk some other options. Options such as chickpeas, black beans, or even plant-based ground meat all work for this recipe. We're using a food processor to bring our meatball ingredients together. A common practice is to only rough chop your ingredients prior to adding them into your food processor. I recommend completely chopping your ingredients to the size that you need them. This should help you spend less time trying to remove ingredients or stir things around, or even just trying to unclog everything because you're having trouble as it's spinning and getting stuck on oversized ingredients. What if you don't have a food processor? What do? Outside of making sure you completely chop your ingredients to the desired size, get an oversized bowl, something that you would make like pancake batter or, cake mix in. Add your lentils into the bowl first and then use a fork or a similar utensil to mash everything up. From there, add the rest of your ingredients into the bowl and then use like a spatula to stir everything up. I guess this works for that. At this point, let's check our mixture, and we're looking for some texture. If the mixture feels too wet to roll into balls, simply add more breadcrumbs. I can't say that. The kids in their immature minds are just gonna have a field day with that line. If the mixture feels too wet to roll, simply add more breadcrumbs. That sounds good. If too dry, add a tablespoon of water, mix it together, and repeat the process until the mixture is ideal. To pull the meatballs together, I really like to use a cookie scoop or an ice cream scoop, or in this case, a meatball scoop. For reference, I wouldn't go too big as they will take longer to cook, but also you may feel like it doesn't feel completely heated through. Too small is always a win with the kids. They feel like they get more food, although it's the same amount, just in smaller sizes. But generally, you want to go with something right in the middle. No fussy cooking and not too many meatballs to keep track of. This way, you don't have to cook in several different batches. It is raining incredibly hard where I'm at right now. So if you hear any thunder or crackle in the camera, that's why. To make this recipe a one-pot deal, I cook my meatballs in the skillet. But we also have some other options. You see, when cooking in the skillet, you're gonna result with more of a seared kind of outside. But it also allows for the meatball flavors to seep into the sauce, since we're gonna be using the same skillet to make our sauce. Side note, Cast iron skillets hold flavor like nobody's business, so you want to use one of those when making this recipe. The other options you have is you can cook the meatballs in an air fryer or in the oven. From there, you can expect a firmer meatball with you spending less time rotating, but with more time cooking. If you're like me, you got to this portion of the recipe and realized you didn't make a side. Well, that's okay. I have some ideas. The meatballs and sauce go great amongst some fresh veggies. I'm thinking like various colors of bell peppers or even cabbage. If you have a bit more time, pasta's absolutely great here. It takes about 15 minutes to come together and I just put it right on top. Other sides that are great are stuff like mashed potatoes or brown rice, and I would usually get all that started prior to getting into the recipe, as those guys take a bit longer. This recipe is probably my dad's favorite right now, and he's not plant-based or vegan, but he loves this recipe and usually hopes that it's available whenever he comes to visit. But my plan, don't tell him, is to visit him more often. This way I don't have to cook. Wait, did he just reverse psychology me? This full recipe is linked in the description, or you can head on over to my website, makeitdairyfree.com. You hear that, Dad? Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, believe in good. Peace.